What it do, baby? It's your boy Tyrik Wynn. Y'all are tuning in to another episode of NJP, Navigating Journalism Podcast. We got an amazing guest in the building today. Made her way to the studio. It is Giana Levy, who is a freelance journalist. Welcome to the show. How you been?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, yeah, of course. Now, I appreciate you so much for coming in, and I brought you in because I was looking at your social media. I was like, man, Giana got it going on. Like, she doing everything, yo. And then, like, you out here in LA at the Image Awards and all these award shows. Like, you've been killing it in the award shows for real.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so how's that been?
It's been hectic for sure because that was my first award season. And so I really didn't know what to expect. It kind of happened unexpectedly for me because my first award show was leading up to the Grammys. The week before the Grammys, they have like a whole bunch of events. And so my first one was the Black Music Collective. I believe it was that Thursday or Friday. And so that was my very first red carpet, and I was going by myself. And so I was like,
Doing a red carpet by yourself?
Yes, and that was
That's
my first time. I was scared. Like, when my editor asked me if I wanted to do it, I was like, yes, because I knew I needed to push myself. But when the day came, I was just like, what are you expecting? Like, what do I do? Like, how do I handle this? And because I never did a red carpet before, in my head, I imagined it bigger than what it really was. So I was just a ball of nerves. But I was like, I'm just going to push myself. I'm going to do it. Whatever happens, happens. And so I did it. And it was a really great experience. Like, even though I was by myself, I was with other journalists. And so I was just talking to them, asking them for help. Like, what do you suggest I do? And they were kind enough to, like, help me out.
That's
and so,
nice.
Yeah.
Because usually people be rude.
I know.
I'm not even going to lie to you. They be rude.
But the person I was standing next to, Nathan, he works with, like, People Magazine. And he was just super great. And I've been seeing him at the red carpets ever since. So, like, that's my red carpet buddy now. That was my first ever red carpet buddy. So we're real cool. But that night, I was able to talk to so many people. Like, the biggest person I talked to that night, I would have to say, is Lenny Kravitz. And I was scared to talk to him because I'm like, you're such a big person. And I'm like, I don't want to mess up. But he was super kind. Everyone was super sweet.
That's what's up.
And then from there, it was just kind of like, okay, I have a better understanding. And then came the Grammys like a couple of days later. Now, that was a bigger red carpet. That was, it was similar but different because it was super big. But that one I wasn't alone with, which was really helpful. I had a mentor that I could watch and shadow. So,
That's what's up. And you said, what was your first red carpet?
Black Music Collective.
Black Music Collective. Gotcha. And that was in LA too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I live in LA now.
Oh, you live in LA? Okay, so you visited.
Yeah, just coming back home, visiting family.
Okay, nice. So you're back. Are you frequently back and forth, or?
That's kind of hard to say because, see, a year ago I would say yes, but I was still in school in Chicago for Northwestern. So, school, you have like breaks and stuff. So I would come home frequently for breaks. But now that I've permanently moved out to LA, this is my first time coming home since I moved. I did come home for Christmas. But, okay, this year, this is my first time coming home. So I don't know. Honestly, I don't know the next time I'll be home unless it's for holidays. So.
Wow. So what's it like in LA? Because I've thought about living there. I'm like, what would it be like living in LA? I know it's expensive.
It is very expensive. But LA, it's just really nice. I've always wanted to live there since I was like in middle school. So it's honestly like a dream come true. I haven't had any bad experiences with people or just LA itself in general. So it's just really, I'm just grateful that I've had such a good experience so far. And I have family down there. So really, what y'all don't know is that, so I live about like 60 miles outside of LA. And so I have to travel back and forth because most of the events are like in LA. So I have to travel back and forth to go to all the events that, like you could see on like my social media pages and everything, which is about like, without traffic, an hour and 5-minute drive, but usually it takes me like an hour 15, hour 30 to get there and back. But the times that I have been in LA, because I do go there frequently, I've had such a good time, met really good people, and it's just like a beautiful city.
Nice. That's what's up. And then what's that traffic like?
Oh, it's crazy. Like, it's worse than Atlanta.
That's crazy.
Like, I remember one time I was coming from Beverly Hills from an event. It took me like 3 hours to get home.
Dang.
So I really have
drive
to be
60 miles, 3 hours.
Yes.
Wow.
So I really have to be strategic with like the times that I go down there and then the times that I come back. But thankfully, my best friend, he actually lives in downtown LA.
Okay,
And
cool.
so if I ever need to like stop by his place or I need to like spend a night because I have to go to an event that next day, he opens his home to me, which I'm really appreciative of. So yeah, I have
We
a
all
person
need
that's
friends
down
like
there.
that. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
like
we all
support
need
is
friends.
everything.
For sure, yeah, definitely. And what I want to know is, because in this industry, right, you got to be on time. It's very important to be on time. And then, of course, when you doing these red carpets and stuff, you got to make sure that you get there early enough so that way you can get that good spot. Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to be that last person on the carpet by the time the celebrities get down there. They tired, they wore out, or they publicist is rushing them in, and you can't even get the interview. So how much time do you give yourself to leave the house?
So because because it takes me a while to get there, I usually I like to I want to at least be there at least 30 to 45 minutes, early than when it actually starts. Cause I just try to account for traffic and everything.
Yeah.
So really if I live closer, it would be so much easier, but I start getting ready at least 2 hours before I need to leave the house, just to give myself enough time, because I don't like to be rushed when trying to get ready.
Yeah, I need to take notes.
Yes, you do not want to be late, because it's just like, if you're late, then you miss like the important things that are happening, because people start walking the carpet like pretty early.
Yeah.
And I know like the
To get
bigger
it
people
going.
don't come until like later on, but it's still people that you want to talk to. Like I use that as like warm up practice, like get out my jitters, my nerves. And I like just talking to as many people as I can, because you never know where people end up.
Yeah, no, that's definitely facts. And so you're doing freelance stuff, right? So like, is that freelance with a certain company, or you got different companies you
I
freelance
got different
for?
companies that I freelance for.
Okay,
I feel like I have like 4 or 5 jobs.
Oh,
My
that's
brain is
good,
like
yeah.
split between who needs me, who doesn't need me, assignments that I have. And it's crazy because like I kind of fell into freelancing because I do want a full-time job. I'm still looking for a full-time job if anyone wants to hire me. Thank you.
Oh yeah, put that plug in there. I like
Please.
that. And we going to NABJ, so
Yes.
it's gonna be good.
And so when I graduated in September from Northwestern University for grad school, I was finishing up my internship with Yahoo. And so
Yahoo News?
Yahoo, their e-commerce side, so Yahoo Lifestyle.
Okay.
So I was doing like e-commerce writing for them, and it was such a great experience. But at the time, I was still looking for a full-time job. And it didn't happen. It still hasn't happened. I haven't been successful in that area yet.
It's coming.
I know. Thank you. But with the freelancing, I've been able to really expand my portfolio. And I honestly believe it's a blessing in disguise, because if I were to have a job, I don't think I would have been able to do all of the opportunities that I've had so far. Because, you know, companies, they have like that non-competition.
Non-compete.
Type of clause and stuff. And so I've grown to like appreciate freelancing for what it is, because it's opened so many doors for me. And I just think like maybe this is the space that I'm supposed to be in right now.
That's awesome. I never freelanced before.
Really?
I've always just like either done my own thing or just done stuff with iHeartRadio. I've never been like,
it's a totally different beast. I'm like, wow.
So what companies do you freelance for?
So Essence Girls United, I write for them time to time. The Griot, 2190, Naturally Curly, and then BET, I'll freelance for them time to time.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that. That's good stuff. Black Information Network, we have a relationship with the Griot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we had a good relationship with them. Yeah, the Griot is awesome. And BET, what?
Yeah.
Like, that's awesome. So how did you go about getting those gigs for those that may be listening, maybe some people who are interested in freelancing, and they need to know how they can really tap in and get these freelance gigs?
So it's really how I've gotten them is by word of mouth, and then also just putting myself out there. Essence Girls United was the first place I ever freelanced for, and that came from me. My friend, she is one of the writers there, and so I was like, hey, yes, relationships are important. I was like, hey, BeautyCon was returning to LA, and I was like, if you need any writers, just let me know. Like, I'm based here now, and I'm available to help in any type of capacity that I can. And so she was like, oh, thank you for bringing that up. Like, I'll keep that in mind. And so I just kept following up with her about it as the time got closer and closer. And so I wasn't sure if I was going to do it or not, because it was like the day before and I hadn't heard anything. But later on in that day, she was like, hey, the budget was approved. We can move forward with this.
Nice.
And so then BeautyCon was for a weekend. And so they hired me for that weekend. And from there, I was able to like grow my relationship with them. And I keep working with them because of that. And I produce good work. So that's important too.
Yeah.
And so really that's how I've gotten out of my other gigs, just knowing people and just reaching out to them and putting myself out there, making myself as available as possible, and just doing whatever they need me to do and doing it well to where they ask me to come back in a more frequent role.
Nice. So like if they send you like a freelance gig, I'm just trying to understand how it works. So if they send you a freelance gig, do they tell you how much they're going to pay you for that certain gig, or do you like negotiate that, or how does that work?
So when they send me an assignment, they give me all the details of like word count, pay, what's it about. It depends. Sometimes they'll assign me stuff or I'll pitch a story to them to let them, to see if they're interested in that. And then if they are, then they'll move forward with it. But they usually give me a rundown of like what I can expect from it. And then if it's like covering an event, then we would have like a meeting beforehand to talk about different angles, people they want me to talk to, and different things within that nature. But I usually know beforehand what to expect when I'm accepting a contract for a specific assignment.
Okay, nice. So how do you, when it comes to those contracts and stuff, how do you know if it's like, I guess what, like, okay, well, not necessarily that, but do you, if it's not, like, let's say if it's not a good amount of money where it's like worth your time and stuff, do you turn them down, or you just like?
See, I'm still trying to figure that out because I'm still new into this. I think this is like my 7th or 8th month into freelancing. So I really am trying to figure out what my value is. Like that's something that I've been like trying to contemplate, trying to figure out like my own rates and stuff. But as of right now, I've never really had to negotiate any pay. I haven't felt that it's necessary yet. But I'm trying to figure that out. So I've been talking to like mentors and stuff just to like get a better idea of like, you know, how much should this cost, or like, is this good? Should I be asking for more? Like, how does that work? So honestly, I'm still trying to figure that part out.
Yeah, and that's very transparent, because I think a lot of times as journalists, sometimes we may kind of not know exactly what we ought to be paid, and like what, you know, exactly how much we're worth and stuff like that and stuff. But a lot of people kind of base it off of experience and maybe previous work and
because I'm new to this,
that.
it's kind of like, yes, I could ask for more, but like, do I have that type of authority? Because I'm still trying to, like, I'm entry, like this is I'm an entry level person. And then I also think about the bigger picture when it comes to pay. Like, let's say you feel like you deserve a bigger cut of something, but given the brand that it is, like, you never know, just having that name behind your byline or your published piece, what other doors that may open. So I don't want to turn down that opportunity just because I'm not getting as much as I feel like I deserve. So I just look at a bigger picture and just weigh out my options. And then as you continue to build that relationship with the people, you become more comfortable with asking for more things. So I think of the bigger picture too. I think about who I'm working for and what could come from that.
That's good. Like you said, relationships is really important, because like you said, your friend worked for this one company and that's how you got in. And I think our industry is literally really just based on relationships.
Yeah.
You gotta have the relationships. That's literally, I mean, as far as I know, that's the only way to get in the door.
Yes, if you could have someone to vouch for you, like, you wouldn't believe how many times, like, when I meet people I don't know, they'd be like, oh, this person brought your name up, da 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 da. Or my friends tell me that they brought my name up in a conversation. I should be hearing from someone soon. Like, that stuff matters. Like, if someone could vouch for you, then your foot is in the door.
Yeah, for sure. I could say, like, I would say probably like most of my opportunities have came from relationships.
Yeah.
You know, but the only thing I would say that didn't come, I didn't have any relationships at iHeart.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that didn't come from a relationship. I didn't have any relationships over there.
So you just applied and...
Well, they just called me.
Oh, okay.
So they had just seen once I put the reel out and stuff. I'm gonna tell you, did you put out a reel when you first?
I'm not really into the broadcast, like being in front of the camera type of thing. Like that's all still new to me. Like this is new to me right now. So I never had to make a reel because like I really focus on print and digital, just writing. That's more my thing. But I know I have a lot of friends who are in broadcast, and I saw them make their reels, and they be like, "Oh my God, what should I do?"
Yeah, but no, I've seen I didn't, because I thought like I've seen you on the red carpet. Sometimes you'll be having the mic and stuff, so you're actually not in the camera, but you're just like the celebrity is just in the camera.
For the most part, the main important thing is making sure the talent is in front of the camera. If I'm able to get a piece of me, half of me, my hair or something in it, then I'm okay with that. But I know the main focus is the talent because like they're the subject of what I'm filming, of what I'm writing about. But it's crazy because like the videos that I've been posting, that's all recent because when I first started doing red carpets, I didn't do camera. I just like did audio recording. But I was like, I kind of want to take this up a notch and I want people to actually see like what it is that I'm doing. So I actually invested like in a tripod, in a mic, and then that whole setup. So I started carrying all that stuff with me to the red carpet. And I was really like just setting up my whole thing like all by myself because it's only been 2 times where I've had someone with me on the red carpet. So I'm really just there by myself. And then I'm just watching other journalists seeing what they doing. And I'm like, oh, I could do that too.
Yeah. No, I applaud you for that because I don't think I've done a red carpet by myself.
Really?
I don't think so.
Wow.
I think me personally, I think it's difficult to do it by yourself.
It is.
Especially because couple of things, right? When you're doing these carpets, and I'm glad that we both, so we can like really like talk about it and get into it. But one thing about these carpets is it be tight. People be pushing.
Yes. Shoving.
And it is just kind of hard for me, it's just kind of hard to do both, right? Okay, I got to make sure the camera's rolling. Okay, now I got to make sure I got good questions for this person. Okay, I got to make sure I stop such and such. Okay, I want to interview such and such, but such and such is over here walking, and I got to make sure I catch them. It's just a lot of moving pieces.
It is.
And so I just find it just easier if I have a camera person back there. Okay, camera person can, let me know what's going. Hey, you got Tyler Perry coming down. And, he's walking down. He's like 2 people away from you. So make sure this person gets like 2 to 3 questions. That way, by the time he gets here, you're good. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But trying to do it by myself, I feel like my head would just explode.
Yes, it's a lot. Like you just have to be so aware of like what's around you. Like if I'm talking to someone, but then there's someone else that I see that I really want to talk to too. In my head, I'm thinking, okay, I got to cut these questions short.
And it's like you don't want to make it seem, and it's funny because like when you interview them, you don't want to make it seem like they not important or they not getting the. Yeah. But look, Tyler Perry down. Look,
right.
Oprah right there. Come on now.
And they're understanding too. Like, I never had a situation where a person was like upset with me or anything because the questions that I asked, they're still genuine questions. I have to just split my time because I got to get what I need. I got to get what my editors need. And it's like I still talk to you, so it's not like I just cut it off. I was just like, that's just my last question. Thank you for speaking with me.
Yeah, true. Have you ever had an embarrassing red carpet moment? Like anything embarrassing?
No, I haven't had anything embarrassing. Everything, for the most part, goes pretty smoothly. Once I get out of my nerves, it just starts to become repetitive, and then it's kind of like, okay, I got this. Like, let's keep doing this. Because with red carpets, I typically ask like the same questions to each person, depending. Sometimes I switch it up depending on who the person is, especially if there's something going on in the news that I just want to like bring up. Then I have to like think quick on my feet. But for the most part, I just ask like similar questions to people, so that makes it a little bit easier. But yeah.
Okay. So when you're doing these, do you find out who is going to be, like who's going to be walking the carpet? And do you do like some research beforehand, or is it strictly just quick on your feet? Soon as I see him, okay, I know I'm going to ask her this, I'm going to ask him this, like, or is it like that?
Sometimes, like whoever's hosting the carpet, like the company or the event, they'll send out what they call like a tip sheet. And so that's basically pages of people who are supposed to be walking the red carpet. Not everyone walks the red carpet,
Yeah,
but you have
I've
an
noticed
idea
that.
then.
If it's some people I've been looking
Yeah.
for, so I'm like, okay, where is such and such?
Yeah, no, not everyone walks the carpet. And if they do walk the carpet, sometimes they just want to get their picture taken and not talk to reporters.
Yeah. Especially if they
But-
got something going on
Yes.
in the news and they don't want to talk about it.
That is true. So yeah, sometimes I'll get a tip sheet. But I mean, I'll look at it, but in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, I know everyone's not gonna walk on the carpet, but I'll make note of who I'm trying to get to the most, so I at least have like goals in my head of like, hey, I need to talk to this person if they walk. So yeah, that's how I know, but also I don't know at the same time, so it's a surprise each and every time.
Yeah, for sure. So have you ever do you talk to people on the carpet that you absolutely don't know? You have no idea who they are. You do. And how do you go
Yes.
about doing those interviews? Because do you? I know for me, I'm a person when I see somebody, I like to introduce them to the
Yeah.
camera first, and so. But for me, I'm telling my stuff, right? If I don't know who they are, I usually just be like, "Hey, go ahead, let everybody introduce."
I mean, that's
yourself,"
smart.
You know, that way they don't feel like, "Oh, he don't know who I am." You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes they be getting offended if you don't know.
I
who they
know, but I'm just like, you don't know who I am either. Like, let's be
Is
for
it
real.
true?
Like, you don't know who you're talking to.
are. Yeah, let them know.
But so I have a few little tricks. If I'm close enough to the photographers, because usually they get their pictures taken first, they hold up their names, right?
Yeah.
And so I'll look it up real quick to be like, okay, what's going on with this person? And so I use that. I ask people next to me, y'all know who that is? Y'all know who that is? And they'll either tell me if they know them or if they don't. And sometimes I tell them too.
I'd be embarrassed to do that. I'll be asking.
No, we all in this together. I remember one guy at the NAACP Image Awards. He kept asking me. He was like, "Y'all know who that is? Y'all know who that is?" And I'm like, "It's this person. It's that person." He's like, "Oh, thank you." So I have no shame in asking. Like, "Do you know who?" I'll whisper, "Do you know who this is?" So I'll do that, and then if I don't know them, I always have general questions that could go for anyone, despite if I don't know you or not. So I'll just ask the general question, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's how I do it.
Cool. Now those some good tips and tricks, and I can say definitely helped me because, like I said, I'd be embarrassed. I don't want to ask such and such next to me because I don't want to make it seem like I don't know who such and such is.
Because 9 out of 10, they probably don't know either. They're gonna be like, "No, I don't."
And you'll actually be surprised because I've actually had people ask me who somebody is, and I'll tell them that. But of course I never make them feel bad about asking me and stuff because it's like you said, we all in this together. It's just something I ain't
and you're
never
not gonna
done.
know everyone. It's impossible to know everyone, and that was something I really was nervous about beforehand. I had asked my editor. I was like, "What if I don't know the people who are walking on the carpet?" She was like, "Not everyone knows everyone, but just look." She's the one who told me, "Look at the publicists, see when they're walking around with the sign." And sometimes like the publicist will come up to you and be like, "Hey, do you want to speak with my client?" And they'll say the name, and then I'll be like, "Can you tell me more about them?" And then they do, and I just jot down like mental notes or physical notes, and then they bring them over.
Yeah, no, that's good. Definitely the publicists are like the gluey, sticky stuff between us and the celebrity because the publicists they help out tremendously, and I can say like for times when I've been on there, publicists help out. Like they are awesome.
Yeah, shout out to all the publicists out there.
Exactly. Having their clients and stuff, and no, that's good. I'm gonna tell you, those make for the easiest carpets when the publicists walk up to you. Hey, you want to talk to such and such, or hey, are you interested in speak? And stuff like that. And so that helps out greatly. But I can say, goes back to getting there early. Beforehand and stuff, that way you can get a good spot because you want to be closer to the beginning of the carpet. So that way, of course, you can get the celebrity interviews, but then you can also see who's coming and they're going to be holding up the sign. Because if you at the end, you probably can't see the sign anyway. And you just don't know.
Sometimes I'll be at the end because like when I go to carpets, they have all the outlets placed. So I'm wherever they place me. Sometimes I'll be on the end, sometimes I'm in the middle, or sometimes I'll be in the beginning. So I really don't know until I show up. And then also, if I want a person to talk to me, like I'm not afraid. Well, sometimes I'll be a little bit nervous, but I'm not afraid to like be like, "Hey, can I ask you a couple questions?" Like shout their name out. Sometimes they come, sometimes they don't. But when they do, I'll be like, "Yes."
That's definitely good. And sometimes you just gotta call them out and be like, "Look, such and such, wave them over in this direction and stuff." And then sometimes what I've done, even if they say no, I put the mic out there anyway.
I haven't done that.
Because when you do that, it kind of it'll force them a little, just kind of push them
Yeah.
a little bit, and push the publicist too. But sometimes you gotta not necessarily like fight with the publicist, but like sometimes the publicist be pulling them, and you like,
Yeah.
you know. So you just kind of gotta do that sometimes too, and it helps, you know, putting the mic out there and just, you know, asking the question and stuff. Because sometimes if you see they walking fast paced, it's like sometimes you can't just, hey, can I you know, interview you and stuff? Just, hey, what are you most excited about tonight? And there you go. Go in with it, and that way they gotta answer it.
Yeah.
In a way they have to answer it. But, you know,
I'll have to try that next time.
Yeah, just a little
see.
trick. Yeah. and see how that work out and stuff. But that's awesome. So what can you say has been your favorite red carpet that you've done so far?
I would have to say the NAACP Image Awards, only because like I actually knew like a lot of people, not even like talent wise, but like I'd had friends there. The person who I worked with for the Grammys, where we reported together, I didn't know that she was, like, I knew she was going to be in the press room, but I didn't know she was going to be on the red carpet. So when I saw her on the red carpet, I was like, oh my God, yes. I'm like the person who I started with, like, this just feels so full circle to end the award season with you. So shout out to Mario. Love her. But you know, Giana, she was at the NAACP Image Awards.
I had seen her like day or two before. She was talking about
so
it.
she was a press escort, so she was bringing talent to me. I was like, yes, look
that's
at you,
what's
cousin.
Have that connection too, because they gonna make sure you right. You got your people.
Exactly. And also friends that I had made since moving to LA, they were there too, being press escorts. So it really felt like a reunion. And then the crazy thing is, my cousin, he was actually nominated in the jazz category. So I ended up interviewing Braxton Cook, go stream his music, jazz artist, yes.
That's awesome.
So I ended up interviewing him on the red carpet, which I was like, this is insane. Like, I was just with you for New Year's, like celebrating with family, and now I'm interviewing you on the red carpet. So that was like a full circle moment as well. And it was just, I don't know, the NAACP Image Awards, it just felt like home. It felt like I was meant to be there, and it was just all about full circles. So, yeah, that was my favorite.
That's amazing. I love to hear that. And shoot, back to the relationship thing again.
Yeah.
You having a relationship with Giana. You getting the people. She going to make sure you right. You know, she going to make sure you straight and stuff. And that is, like we say, relationships is so important in this industry. It can take you so far.
Yeah, and I like to build genuine relationships, not like transactional, because a lot about this business can feel transactional.
Yeah.
And like I get that there's a place and a space for that, but for me, like I like people a lot, and I just like to build things that are genuine, that are real. And that it means a lot to me to connect with people deeper than what's on the surface. Now, of course, some people you can't go deep with, like, no, gotta keep you at a surface level. But for the most part, like, I just really value like the friendships and the relationships that I've built over the years, because I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for those people supporting me along the way. Like, I'm literally standing on all the hard work and all the sacrifices and just people giving me tips or giving me insight. Like, I am where I am because of them. So it's kind of like, that's just really important to me, and like that's valuable to me. So yes, relationships are important, but also genuine ones. And that's something that I'm trying to figure out, because I'm meeting so many people now. I'm trying to figure out, how can I nurture this? How can I build this? So I'm currently trying to figure out how to go beneath the surface with all the new people that I met, because it just doesn't feel like it's enough time in a day or in a week. And I don't want to get so caught up with trying to get that I don't really nurture the people who are along the journey with me.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And so for the people that may be watching, journalists that are in this industry, of course, they might be trying to figure out, okay, so she's talking about genuine relationships. How do we actually go about building genuine relationships? What do you do to do that?
So I just try to keep in contact as much as I can. When people have birthdays, wishing you a happy birthday. If I see on Instagram it's your birthday and I have your number, I'm just going to personally text you like, hey, I saw it was your birthday on Instagram. Happy birthday. And that's just something that really goes a long way with people, because it's like, wow, like you thought of me. And then also just checking in like, hey, just wanted to see how's it going? How are you doing? let's go grab lunch or coffee, or let's set up something over Zoom, or can I have a 5 to 10 minute phone call just to see how you're doing and what's going on, or wishing them congratulations if you see something on LinkedIn or Instagram that they did. Just making sure that you just keep in touch with just like the little things. Like, it doesn't have to be nothing grand, nothing big. It's just letting people know that you're thinking about them. And even just sending a text message like, hey, you came across my mind. Just wanted to let you know that I was thinking about you. That's it. You don't have to have a conversation if you don't want to. But yeah, just small stuff like that. That just like goes a long way.
Yeah, no, yeah, and I think they, especially like if you have mentors and stuff, they like to hear that you're thinking about them and checking on them and stuff. So no, those are very definitely some very good tips for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think building genuine relationships is important, and I think that we can all go far. We all build some genuine relationships, you know? And so that's definitely a key point and stuff. But before we close it out, I want to ask you this. We got a conference coming up, NABJ.
Yes.
Everybody's excited about it.
Yes.
Everybody, as far as I know, I've been talking to folks. Everybody said they going. It's going to be in Chi-Town and stuff. Pretty much everybody who's came on this show has literally been talking about NABJ and the conference and stuff. So I like, when I go to NABJ, I like to go in with a plan and a mission. So I want to know, do you have a plan and a mission? What's your goal? I know you talked about full-time job. You know, is that one of the goals? And if so, what are some, and so why? And then also, what are some other goals and plans that you have when you get there?
So I haven't thought that far yet as to my plan. The only thing that I had in mind was I'm definitely going to have my resumes on deck, printed copies, and also like QR codes, digital copies of my resume. I might invest in business cards because people keep saying like do that. I never done it, but I might just do it because like why not? So I know for sure that I'm going to do those things. But for NABJ, I don't know. I haven't really given it much thought how I want to like strategize that. I'm pretty sure I will as it comes closer, but definitely just having your resume on deck. I'm a practice in the mirror, like my elevator pitch, like how I want to introduce myself to people. Also, I'm gonna look to see like what companies are coming, just so I could like make a note of who it is that I want to speak to, and then also the different workshops, making a note, because it's just a lot. Like, and I don't want to. It's easy to miss things if you don't know in advance what's going on. So I'm definitely gonna. I know last year I filled my Google Calendar up with the workshops that I did not want to miss. So I'll do that again. But that's how I'm going into it. I'm excited because it's in Chicago. I graduated a year ago from Northwestern University with my master's in journalism.
I love it.
Thank
Masters.
you. And so I can't wait to see my friends. It's going to be like a reunion. And yeah, it's going to be a good time. And I hope like everyone can just like come, because Chi-Town, it's about to be lit for real.
I'm excited. I ain't never like been, I've only had a layover in Chicago. So I'm excited to see what the city like and stuff.
It's real nice, especially in the summer. Undefeated.
Okay, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's going to be great. But I'm glad you talked about like having printed copies of your resume, QR code, and also business cards. That's actually I ain't even think about QR codes and business cards. I mean, I have them, but I was probably gonna leave them at the house. So
no, put them in your pocket.
I appreciate you for mentioning that, because that helped me, and I'm sure that helped out some people that are watching. So yeah, those are some good things, guys. So if you are going to the conference, and that's for any conference in general, make sure you have that stuff together. And then also, you also brought up a good point, is making a plan when you go. Like what I would say, at least just worked for me, but what I would do when I got to my room that night before, went out for the afterlife and stuff, went out partying and stuff, because NABJ is a party at night. We all know the vibes. Yeah. So, but before I went out and did that, I would look at the schedule for the next day. Go ahead, map out, okay, I'm gonna be at this session started at 9 a.m., so I need to get up probably about like 6 or 7. That way I can make sure I can eat breakfast. I can't function if I ain't eat.
Oh, me neither.
So I'm going to tell you, breakfast is a hard, breakfast got to be a breakfast, lunch, and, whatever else is in there and stuff. But what I always try to do, go to like the receptions and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
because the receptions be having the food. I'm going to tell you, when we went to Birmingham last year, I spent money on food one time.
Oh, yeah.
Get in the receptions, y'all. For real. Because the receptions be having food, and you can save money on food.
Yeah, and you can take it to go too.
Exactly. Yeah. The breakfast receptions be my favorite and stuff, and that goes back to relationships too, because sometimes those some receptions be private and stuff. But if you got relationships you can get in there and stuff like that. So hey, build them relationships while you at NABJ, not just for the food, but of course, for
everything else.
For everything and stuff. That's just a little, just icing on the cake and stuff. But yeah, I'm excited about the conference. I see big things coming out of it, and it's just going to be amazing. And then you also brought up another good point, is map out the employers you want to talk to.
Yeah.
That's actually something I never done. I just walked down to the career fair.
I need to know what I'm walking into.
But no, that's good. That's a really good tip. And so that's something I'm definitely implement, because I know for me, my goal this time is to talk to these national networks about coming on being a commentator. Like if it's like a specific topic or something, like, okay, how we got like the Fonnie Willis case going on, right? Like, I want to be able to go on CNN and, hey, we're going to bring in Tyrik Wynn, who's from such and such, to talk to us about what's going on down in Georgia, and I just come on for like 2 minutes and talk.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that. You would be perfect for that.
Thank you. Yeah. So that's my goal. So that's my goal going into the conference.
Okay.
Putting that plug in. Let them know early, so that way when they see me, they already know what I'm about to ask. So that's that's great. So what have you booked everything? Everything's booked for you?
I've only gotten my tickets. I did the early bird. That's the only thing that I've got.
Yeah, save that money. Get that discount.
Yeah, I haven't gotten my plane ticket yet. Housing is taken care of. I'm staying with one of my friends, so don't have to worry about that. Shout out to Raylan. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh no, because I convinced your hotel. My bill. I seen my bill.
I was like, oh my god.
Bill right
and
there.
they're like, it's really high because Lollapalooza is happening around the same time, so it's gonna be a lot going on. So I was like, if I could save money at least on lodging, then I'm in good shape.
Yeah, and the rooms went like this, yo.
I was like, I'm too late anyway.
Yeah. And it was crazy. And look, let this be of some advice to y'all for next year that may have missed out this year. As soon as if you know you going, as soon as NABJ send that email out, stop. I don't care. Stop what you're doing immediately and book it. Because literally, I was talking to Dad. And I was like, I'm going to NABJ. He was like, if you know you're going, why are you just book it? Like, you already know you're going. And it's like with a hotel room, you don't have to pay until you get there. Yeah. So just book it now.
Right.
It's
that makes sense.
Sometimes it's like 24 to 72 hour cancellation, so you good. I'm sure by 3 days you know if you're going or not, so but as soon as they put that stuff out, go ahead and book that stuff, man,
because things fill up quick.
Yeah, and plan for it, because I think it was less than 24 hours and the rooms for the host hotel was gone.
Yeah, I'd be like, dang, y'all really on it. I know for next time.
Yeah, because I remember it was fine. This how you know it was serious. I think I was in the middle of eating lunch. And I seen that email come through. Man, if I put my chicken to the side and I'm doing, it's serious, right? So yeah, it was. It's definitely got. As soon as you see it, you gotta hop on it.
Yes,
and
for
make
sure.
Are you going to any regionals conferences? Are y'all doing a regional? Y'all's region?
I'm not sure, honestly. I haven't really gotten connected with the chapter out in Los Angeles, which is something I need to do
for sure. Because
I follow them like individually, but I haven't connected with the chapter out there yet.
Yeah, I know they. And matter of fact, they just had. Did you go to the Arts and Entertainment Institute? Come on, Giana. I was literally right there in your city. What you mean?
I didn't know.
Wow. Yeah, that was. They had the. That was recently too. They had like an Arts and Entertainment Institute. I think it was like a 1-day conference or something, and they was doing. Bringing in different like entertainment journalists, talk about different stuff and stuff. I was like, because I actually didn't know you lived. I didn't know you had moved out there. I thought you were still here in Atlanta. I was like, okay, Giana be hopping on these planes going out to LA for every award show. I was like, okay, she got it going on. But no, I didn't know you. I didn't know you moved.
Yeah, I moved in September of last year.
Okay, awesome. That's great. Well, I'm so proud of you and everything that you're doing. I definitely applaud you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely, because you're doing it, and you are definitely living the dream. It's a lot of us that want to move to LA, and we just ain't moved yet. So. And I haven't been able to get those opportunities and stuff. So yeah, just know that you definitely blessed. And
Thank
yeah,
you.
you got the blessing on you, and you got 5 companies you doing freelance for and stuff. And shoot, once you go to NABJ, you gonna land that job. I'm confident.
I hope so.
Yeah, because you got you got the resume, and you got the portfolio.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not you?
Exactly.
Yeah, and you in LA, like you already live there, so
Right.
you ain't even gotta like, you already in the place. And you right there in the midst of everything that's going on, so you good.
Yeah, what's for me will be for me. I'm a strong believer that, but I feel like I'm in alignment right now, and because I'm in alignment, I've been blessed abundantly. So
That's awesome. I love it. Any closing words you want to leave with the audience?
Believe in yourself. Do it even if you are scared. I do things I'm scared of all the time. Right now I'm scared, but I'm doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just do it. You go further in life with little progress versus no progress. So that's all I have to say. Just do it.
Yep, that's some good advice and stuff. And then, like you talking about being scared, sometimes we got to put ourselves in uncomfortable situations to get comfortable with it and like, yeah, grow and stuff. And just, yeah, that's the only way to get to where you want to be. Sometimes you got to put yourself in uncomfortable situations.
Yeah. And who knows what comes out of it, you know?
Yeah, you never know. So, big things. So yeah, that was some good stuff. But I appreciate you coming on the show. This was great.
I appreciate you having me. This is great.
Yeah, I'm glad you was in town because like, I thought you lived here. So
No.
I'm glad you was actually visiting. We was able to do this and stuff. So but yeah, I definitely appreciate it and wish you all the best. And I'll definitely be watching and paying attention and seeing what's next, because I know you're gonna be posting and stuff. You be doing good with the posting on social media. So.
You got to.
Oh yeah, facts. Got to let people know what's going on.
Exactly. Yeah. People don't know what you don't show them.
Exact facts. I always say if you ain't put it on the gram, it ain't happening.
Period.
I mean, if you did, because ain't nobody seeing you, gotta have something to show for us. So that's what's up. But y'all, appreciate y'all so much for tuning in to this episode of NJP Navigating Journalism Podcast. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and also make sure you share the episode with your fellow journos. Make sure they get this valuable information, especially if they are entertainment journalists, you an entertainment journalist. I mean, this is all for you, talking about red carpets and all that good stuff and how to navigate that red carpet scene, because it's a lot going on out there. So make sure you do that. And then also make sure y'all check out the merch, the NJP merch, Navigating Journalism Podcast. I'm wearing the gray sweatshirt right now. So if you're on YouTube, all you got to do is scroll down below. The shop is right there. You can shop right down below, shop till you drop. And then we got other stuff on there. Got the I Am a Winner shirts and all kinds of sorts of things. So make sure you guys go check that out. And Giana, make sure you give everybody your social media where they can follow you and check you out.
Yes, you can follow me on all socials at Giana Levy, Giana Levy.
Awesome. Like I said, appreciate you so much for coming on, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.
Bye.
You did great.
Oh my God.